If you're over 50, it's easy to think you've seen it all. But the truth is, this could be the best time to rediscover and revitalize your intimate and emotional life. In this video, I'll take you on a journey through 9 powerful lessons, all backed by scientific studies and the wisdom of great thinkers like the Stoics. You'll learn how small gestures can transform your relationship, how your body is still capable of more than you imagine, and of course, what happens in a woman's body after having relations through the back door, a detail many men are unaware of but can completely change the way you experience intimacy. Did you know that love not only strengthens emotional bonds but also has a direct impact on your physical health? Or that there are natural and simple ways to increase pleasure for both you and your partner? I guarantee the final lesson will leave you speechless, so make sure to stick around until the end. And if it's your first time here, subscribe so you don't miss future videos on how to take your life to a whole new level, both personally and intimately. Let's get started. 1. The secret every woman wants you to know after 50. As you pass 50, your body begins to show inevitable changes. But rather than being a limitation, these changes can become an opportunity to enhance and enjoy a more fulfilling and mindful sex life. While it's true that desire and energy may fluctuate over time, this doesn't mean you should settle for less. In fact, with age comes a deeper understanding of your body, allowing you to adapt and rediscover new ways of pleasure and connection with your partner. One of the main benefits of knowing how your body works at this age is the prevention of diseases. For example, studies have shown that an active sex life can help prevent cardiovascular diseases, strokes, and even boost the immune system. Intimate relationships, when practiced regularly, not only strengthen emotional bonds, but are also a natural source of physical well-being. Understanding these aspects benefits not only your physical health, but also your emotional well-being. Knowing how to adapt to your body's changes, understanding how to respond to the signals it sends, and most importantly, communicating with your partner about your needs and desires can be transformative. To achieve this, self-awareness is key. Take the time to explore what you like, what makes you feel good, and how those small details can strengthen intimacy with your partner. There's no doubt that your body's demands change, but here's the key. Accepting those changes doesn't mean limiting yourself. It means taking advantage of them as an opportunity to explore new ways of connecting. Learn to listen to your body, to care for it, and to adapt to what it needs at this stage in your life. As Socrates once said, know thyself, because the more you know yourself, the better you'll connect with others, especially with the one you love. 2. The invisible zones of the female body that unleash pleasure. The female body is a mystery filled with nuances and subtleties, and when understood in all its complexity, it can profoundly transform the intimate connection between two people. Men often focus on the obvious, but what frequently goes unnoticed are those less obvious zones, like the neck and ears, which hold immense power to awaken pleasure. The neck is one of the most erogenous zones on a woman's body. A simple touch, a soft kiss, or even a gentle caress can trigger intense sensations, sparking both an emotional and physical response that opens the door to a deeper connection. The ears, with their delicate skin, are another area where a soft touch or light kiss can create an almost instant state of arousal. But the key here is patience, savoring the moment without rushing. This is where quality over quantity comes into play. Each touch should be an opportunity to create a deeper bond with your partner. The connection goes far beyond the physical. For these interactions to truly make an impact, communication is essential. Ask your partner what she likes, observe how she responds to each gesture, and most importantly, listen to what's unsaid. Every woman is a universe unto herself, and what works for one may not have the same effect on another. This is where an honest conversation about preferences, desires, and boundaries becomes crucial. Intimacy is built through both words and actions. A curious fact that might surprise you is what happens to a woman's body after engaging in backdoor intercourse. Following this type of interaction, It's common for a woman's body to experience deep muscle relaxation, caused by the release of endorphins and oxytocin, which strengthens the emotional bond between partners. It's a reminder that sexuality is not just a physical act, but an emotional experience that can deepen intimacy. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In sexuality, this principle shows how the emotional and physical are deeply connected. What you feel and think during an intimate moment directly affects your partner's experience. That's why nurturing both emotional and physical connection is essential. Trust, empathy, and respect are pillars that allow sexuality to fully bloom in a rich and fulfilling way. Understanding and honoring the power of the female body in all its complexity will not only transform your intimate experiences, but also strengthen the emotional bond with your partner. In the end, it's about creating a space where both of you can explore, enjoy, and connect authentically and deeply. 3. Discover how you can improve your health and attract women. As you get older, the idea of maintaining an active sex life might seem less important, but in reality, staying connected intimately has a profound impact on both your physical and emotional health. In fact, science tells us that sex is not just a source of pleasure and emotional connection, but also an effective way to care for your heart, brain, and prevent diseases like diabetes. If you're over 50, these reasons might be enough for you to view sex in a new light, as an ally in your overall well-being. Research from the American Heart Association has shown that men who engage in regular sexual activity have a lower risk of heart disease. Beyond pleasure, sex acts like a form of cardiovascular exercise, increasing heart rate, improving blood circulation, and reducing stress levels, which is one of the heart's greatest enemies. It's not about turning sex into a workout routine, but it's undeniable that every intimate encounter helps strengthen this vital muscle. Additionally, the American Stroke Association revealed in a study that men who enjoy an active sex life have up to a 50% lower risk of experiencing a stroke. This is because sex improves blood flow and reduces blood pressure, which is essential for protecting the brain. The good news is that you don't need intense workouts to achieve these benefits. Something as simple as walking daily or swimming a couple of times a week can keep your body in shape, helping you enjoy your sex life more fully while also protecting your brain health. Another fascinating aspect is how an active sex life can help prevent diabetes. According to research from the American Diabetes Association, regular sex is not only an effective way to burn calories, but it can also improve insulin sensitivity, which is key in preventing type 2 diabetes. Maintaining a healthy weight and reducing stress are important components of this process, and sex can help you achieve both. Including fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet, rich in antioxidants, can also improve circulation, benefiting both your sexual and overall health. Moreover, one fact that often goes unnoticed is the positive impact sex has on sperm quality. While fertility may not be a priority at this age, it's interesting to know that men who engage in frequent sexual activity tend to produce higher quality sperm. This means the DNA in sperm is less likely to fragment, which is a sign of good overall health. A healthy body sends clear signals of well-being across all its systems, and the sexual system is no exception. A key factor in fully enjoying these benefits is keeping stress under control. Anxiety and daily worries can negatively affect both your libido and performance. Practicing relaxation techniques like yoga or meditation not only helps reduce stress, but also enhances your sexual function by boosting testosterone levels, which are essential for a healthy sex life. Additionally, getting enough sleep, around 7 hours per night, can make a big difference. Proper rest allows your body to recover, balance hormones, and maintain stable energy levels, which directly impacts your sexual performance. Remember, a healthy sex life is a vital part of your well-being at any age. As Aristotle once said, We are what we repeatedly do, and by taking care of your body, keeping open communication with your partner, and continuing to explore your sexuality, you'll not only strengthen your relationship, but also build a healthier, more fulfilling, and longer life. 4. Why love makes women enjoy sex more. Have you ever wondered why sex feels so different when you're truly in love? It's not just a matter of physical desire. Love has the power to transform the intimate experience into something much deeper. Both science and philosophy agree on this. When the heart is involved, everything changes, and sexual experiences become richer, more satisfying, and most importantly, more connected. We can think of love and intimacy as the roots of a tree. At first glance, the trunk and branches, which are visible to everyone, might seem the most important. However, the roots, though hidden, are what nourish and support the entire tree. Love is like those roots. The deeper and stronger they are, the fuller and healthier the tree will be. And the same goes for your sex life. No matter your age, when love is present, intimate experiences are filled with meaning, nourishing both the body and the soul. Psychology backs this idea as well. Renowned psychologist Robert Sternberg described love as a combination of 3 elements: intimacy, passion, and commitment. These 3 pillars work like parts of a recipe that, when mixed in the right proportions, create a complete and fulfilling relationship. Intimacy is the deep emotional connection that allows you to feel close and understood by your partner. Passion is the desire, the fire that remains lit, even with the passing of years. And commitment is the conscious decision to be there for each other, through good times and bad. When these 3 parts are balanced, the relationship doesn't just survive, it flourishes. And as we age, these components become even more important. Passion may change its form, but it doesn't disappear. What was once a blazing fire might now be a gentler flame, but a flame that, if tended to, can last a lifetime. That flame is fed by small actions, a kind word, an unexpected hug, or simply time spent together, free of rush or distractions. Love and intimacy are not things to be taken for granted. Like a garden, they require constant care and attention. A simple yet effective tip to keep passion alive as we age is to practice gratitude in your relationship. Take a moment each day to remember what you love about your partner. It could be something small, like the way they laugh or how they look at you. When you become aware of those little things, love grows and intimacy strengthens. Another way to nurture love is through novelty. Just like a plant needs fresh water to thrive, relationships benefit from new shared experiences. They don't have to be grand adventures. Sometimes something as simple as trying a new activity together or planning a special dinner can rekindle the spark. The idea is to step out of the routine and remember that no matter how many years have passed, there is always room for surprise and mutual discovery. At the end of the day, love is what makes sexual experiences more fulfilling. It's not just about the physical aspect, but about how 2 people connect on a deeper level. It's what allows intimacy to be more than just an act, turning it into a space where memories, trust, and complicity are built. As Plato once said, love is the pursuit of wholeness, and when you give yourself fully, the result is a fuller and more gratifying life. So the next time you think about love and intimacy, remember, it's not just what happens on the surface. What's underground, those invisible roots of emotional connection, is what supports and nourishes everything. If you tend to those roots, you'll see how the tree of your relationship stays strong and full of life, no matter how many years go by. If you've made it this far, you're someone who is truly committed to personal growth and development. So, I'd love to know who's ready to take their life to the next level. Write, "I love wisdom" in the comments, and that way, I'll know you're part of this community of people who seek more, who seek to evolve and live life to the fullest. 5. What you didn't know about female sexual diversity and pleasure. When we talk about sexuality, it's easy to fall into the belief that everyone experiences the same things, but the truth is much more complex and fascinating. Sexuality is like a vast landscape full of different paths, and each person walks their own. There is no single correct path, and that's what makes it so rich and diverse. Over the years, we've learned that every individual has their own preferences, desires, and ways of experiencing pleasure, and that's perfectly okay. For many, reaching 50 or older may bring questions about sexuality, especially in an era where conversations about sexual diversity are more open than ever. Sexual orientations like heterosexuality, homosexuality, bisexuality, and even asexuality are just a few of the many paths people explore. Every orientation is valid, and the important thing is to understand and respect that we don't all experience the world in the same way. One of the most common misconceptions is thinking that certain sexual preferences or ways of enjoying sex are less valid or less important than others. For example, the idea that someone might lose sensitivity or pleasure after having many partners has been debunked. This belief, often referred to as the dead vagina myth, or that a man's potency fades with age or frequent use, has no scientific basis. The human body is incredibly adaptable, and the reality is that sexual pleasure, in all its forms, is something we can enjoy throughout our lives, regardless of how many times or with whom we experience it. The key here is understanding that every person is unique, and what one person finds pleasurable may not be the same for another. For example, while some people might enjoy direct stimulation of certain body parts, others may prefer a more emotional experience, rooted in connection and touch. Sexual diversity not only includes orientations and preferences, but also how we perceive pleasure. There are no fixed rules, and this is where the fundamental role of respect comes in. Respect for differences in sexuality is crucial to building a healthy and lasting relationship. Imagine sexuality as art. Each person is a blank canvas painted in their own way. No two paintings are alike, and each has its own beauty and meaning. Similarly, sexual and emotional relationships flourish when we respect the boundaries and desires of the other person, and when we understand that there isn't a single way to find happiness. Open communication is the bridge to that understanding. Talking about what you like and don't like, what makes you uncomfortable or excites you, is vital for both of you to feel satisfied and valued in the relationship. Don't be afraid to express your desires, and above all, ask your partner how they feel and what they need. Emotional and physical connection grows when there is mutual understanding of what makes each of you feel comfortable and loved. Sexual diversity not only enriches our experiences, but also allows us to see the world with more understanding and openness. When you embrace differences and realize there isn't just one way, your relationship with your partner strengthens. Mutual respect, curiosity to learn about each other, and a willingness to try new things can take your intimate life to places you never imagined. So, whether you're exploring new forms of intimacy with your partner or rediscovering your own sexual path, remember there's no perfect formula. True satisfaction lies in respecting diversity, keeping an open mind, and seeing each experience as an opportunity to grow and deepen your connection. Because at the end of the day, sexuality is not just a matter of the body, it's also about the heart and mind. 6. How smell and touch can increase desire in women. Sometimes, what strengthens our intimacy the most isn't what we see, but what we feel, smell, and hear. Our senses are the invisible bridge connecting the body and mind, creating experiences that go far beyond the physical. In sexuality, smell, touch, and even sound play a fundamental role in how we experience pleasure and emotional connection with our partner. Have you ever noticed how a simple scent can transport you to a memory or a moment you thought you'd forgotten? That's the power of the senses in action, and it's something you can use to your advantage in your intimate life. Smell, in particular, is one of the most powerful senses when it comes to creating emotional connections. Certain scents can trigger desire almost instantly. The natural scent of your partner, mixed with pheromones, has the power to provoke an unconscious response in you. Studies even show that certain smells, like lavender or vanilla, can create a sense of relaxation and well-being that, in the right context, can heighten arousal. If you want to try this out, something as simple as lighting a scented candle or wearing a special perfume can make a big difference in how the atmosphere feels during an intimate encounter. Touch also plays a crucial role. The skin is the body's largest organ, and every touch can be an opportunity to intensify connection. This is where subtlety comes into play. It's not always about direct contact, but about how it's done. A soft touch on the back, a massage on the shoulders, or simply holding hands can be enough to create a feeling of closeness and trust. Sometimes, these small gestures can do more for intimacy than any grand act. We can't overlook the influence of external factors like music and the weather. A study by the British Psychological Society showed that music can increase attraction and emotional connection between people. Choosing the right music can make a big difference in how both of you feel in the moment. If you want to enhance excitement and the intimate atmosphere, create a playlist of songs you both enjoy that evoke good memories or emotions. Something soft, with a slow, relaxing rhythm, can help set the mood for intimacy and relaxation. The weather also has an impact. Interestingly, research has shown that sexual desire tends to increase on warm, sunny days. Sunlight stimulates the production of vitamin D and serotonin, both linked to a good mood and sexual desire. So, if you have the chance, take advantage of sunny days to go for a walk with your partner, enjoy a picnic, or simply spend some time outdoors together. These small activities can set the perfect stage for a deeper connection later. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Happiness is not in the big things, but in the small details of life." And in sexuality, this quote couldn't be more relevant. It's the details that make all the difference. A prolonged gaze, a whisper in the ear, the scent that fills the room, the soft touch of a hand grazing the skin. All these little moments create true intimacy, that deep connection that goes beyond the physical act. To enhance arousal and intimate connection, start by paying more attention to these invisible pleasures. Experiment with the senses, play with the atmosphere, and most of all, take the time to savor each moment. It's not just about what happens between the sheets, but about what happens before, during, and after. True connection is built in the details, and if you pay attention to them, you'll see how your intimacy with your partner reaches new depths. 7. Did you know stress affects how much she desires you? Here's the solution. Mental health and sex are more connected than we often realize. The state of our mind directly impacts how we experience intimacy, our sexual desire, and our ability to enjoy the moment. If you've ever felt disconnected from your partner or yourself during an intimate encounter, it's likely that your mental health played a key role in that experience. Achieving a fulfilling sex life requires emotional balance just as much as physical well-being. Stress and anxiety are two of the biggest enemies of a healthy sex life. When your mind is preoccupied with worries or daily pressures, it's hard to focus on the present moment, and pleasure fades away. In fact, prolonged stress can affect the production of essential hormones for sexual desire, like testosterone. Anxiety also creates a kind of mental noise that can sabotage intimacy. You struggle to relax, to enjoy, and this often results in performance issues, such as a lack of arousal or difficulty maintaining an erection. It's like trying to listen to soft music in the middle of a storm. No matter how beautiful the melody is, the noise of the storm drowns everything out. Stress is that storm, and until you find a way to calm it, it will be hard to fully enjoy the music of intimacy. Fortunately, there are techniques that can help you reduce that mental noise and bring calm back to your mind, allowing you to enjoy your sexual and emotional life more fully. One of the most effective is yoga. Yoga not only improves physical flexibility and strength, but also significantly reduces stress levels. Practicing yoga regularly helps you focus on the present, breathe consciously, and release tension stored in the body. Additionally, certain yoga poses, like hip openers, can improve blood circulation in the pelvic region, which may enhance your sensitivity and sexual desire. Meditation is another powerful tool to reconnect with your body and your partner. When you meditate, you train your mind to focus on the present, which is crucial during intimate moments. If you've had experiences where your mind wanders during sex, meditation can help you stay focused and attentive to the here and now. Just 10 minutes of meditation a day can make a big difference. You can try simple deep breathing techniques or guided meditation to release stress before an intimate encounter. Another important practice is learning to manage negative self-talk. Sometimes anxiety stems from thoughts that loop in our heads. Am I doing this right? Or, what if I'm not good enough? These kinds of thoughts not only undermine your confidence, but also create an emotional barrier between you and your partner. Changing this internal dialogue by being kinder to yourself can completely transform your sexual experience. Also, never underestimate the power of rest. Sleep is essential for both mental and sexual health. Sleeping well allows your body and mind to recover, balancing hormones and improving your energy and sexual desire. If you're struggling to get good sleep, try creating a relaxing bedtime routine. Turn off screens at least an hour before bed, meditate or read a book, and make sure you sleep in a comfortable, dark environment. Mental well-being is the foundation on which a satisfying sex life is built. When your mind is balanced, when stress and anxiety are reduced, your ability to enjoy pleasure, connect with your partner, and experience authentic intimacy improves dramatically. Just as you take care of your body with exercise and healthy eating, taking care of your mind with practices like yoga, meditation, and proper rest is essential to keep that intimate connection alive and vibrant. So, if you feel like stress is interfering with your sex life, remember, you can start changing it today. By reducing that mental noise, you'll make room for greater emotional and physical connection, making your sex life more fulfilling and rewarding. Because at the end of the day, a healthy body needs a calm mind to truly enjoy pleasure. 8. The communication mistake that's hurting your connection with her. Have you ever wondered why silence can sometimes weigh heavier than words in a relationship? The truth is, communication is the heart of any intimate relationship, and when it falters, it can be the beginning of emotional distance. Words, or the lack thereof, have the power to build bridges between two people, or conversely, create barriers. To truly enjoy a deep connection, it's essential that communication with your partner is open, honest, and consistent. Talking about your desires and expectations is not only key to a fulfilling sex life, but also to maintaining a healthy emotional relationship. However, many people, especially as the years go by, fall into the trap of routine or the fear of vulnerability. Often, we stop expressing what we feel or need, thinking our partner already knows, or worse, that they don't want to hear it. But the reality is, most misunderstandings in intimacy arise from not saying what's on our minds. A common example is how discussing sexual desires can drastically improve the experience for both partners. People often assume that what they like should be obvious, but in reality, everyone has unique preferences, boundaries, and pleasure zones. Asking your partner what they enjoy most or what they'd like to try can open the door to new experiences neither of you had considered before. Something as simple as saying, "I love when you do this," or "Would you like to try this?" can transform the moment and make it far more meaningful. Communication isn't just about what we say during sex. Talking about your feelings, fears, or insecurities outside the bedroom can strengthen the relationship in ways you can't imagine. Sometimes, opening up and saying, "I feel disconnected," or "I'm worried we're growing apart," is all it takes to start an honest conversation that can rebuild intimacy. Emotional and sexual intimacy are deeply intertwined. The more comfortable both of you feel sharing your thoughts and emotions, the freer and more authentic the physical connection will be. However, the absence of words also has its impact. Silence, when loaded with unspoken emotions, can be as destructive as a poorly chosen word. Sometimes the fear of rejection conflict, or discomfort leads us to stay silent when we most need to speak. But those silences don't solve anything. Over time, unspoken tensions build up, and without realizing it, we create a chasm between ourselves and our partner. The lack of communication can lead to misunderstandings, resentment, and ultimately, the loss of emotional and physical connection. The good news is that it's never too late to start talking. No matter how long you've been with your partner, there's always room to improve communication. Start with small gestures, simple questions, words of affirmation, or even a casual conversation about what each of you has been feeling lately. It doesn't have to be a heavy or serious talk. Sometimes the best conversations happen naturally when both partners feel safe and relaxed. Remember, tone matters too. Speaking from a place of understanding and respect, without judgment or blame, creates an environment of trust. When you approach your partner with empathy, you open the door for an equally honest and open response. In that space of mutual respect, intimacy flourishes. At the end of the day, communication is the invisible thread that keeps a relationship strong and vibrant. As the philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein once said, "The limits of my language mean the limits of my world." If we don't speak, we limit what we can experience and share with our partner. But when words flow, the world of the relationship expands, opening new possibilities for connection, understanding, and love. So, the next time you feel a barrier or distance between you and your partner, don't hesitate to speak up. Because words, when used well, don't just break the ice, they can transform your relationship and make intimacy more authentic and satisfying than ever before. 9. The power of physical touch. Sex is a fundamental part of intimacy, but it's not everything. The small gestures that happen day to day, like hugs, caresses, and simply being present for each other, can be just as important, if not more, than the sexual act itself. It's in these moments of everyday contact where the emotional connection is strengthened and the foundation of a lasting relationship is built. A well-timed hug, a gentle caress while watching a movie together, or even a simple touch of hands while you talk can be as powerful as any intimate encounter. These gestures are the silent language of love, keeping the emotional connection alive, reminding your partner that, even when words aren't spoken, the care and affection are there, constant and unwavering. Regular physical contact has an almost magical effect on a relationship. Studies have shown that couples who maintain regular physical touch, like hugging or holding hands, report greater emotional satisfaction. The body releases oxytocin, known as the love hormone, which strengthens the bond and creates a sense of security and well-being. This kind of touch creates a safe space where both partners can be vulnerable and feel deeply connected. Aristotle, one of the great philosophers of antiquity, said, "Virtue lies in caring for others." In the context of a relationship, this means caring for your partner not only in the big moments, but also in the small, everyday details. Being mindful of each other's needs, both emotional and physical, and being there to provide that care is one of the purest forms of love. It's this consistent care that sustains love in the long term, far more than occasional grand gestures. Bonus lesson for the committed who made it this far. Number 10, knowledge is power. We've taken a deep journey, exploring topics that go beyond the physical act to understand the importance of emotional connection and mutual care. Throughout this video, we've seen that sex, love, and health are intertwined in ways we often overlook. But now, you hold in your hands knowledge that can transform your intimate and emotional life. The final promised fact about female psychology may surprise you. According to recent studies, one of the keys to female pleasure is deep emotional connection. In fact, women who feel emotionally secure with their partner are much more likely to experience more intense and frequent orgasms. This underscores what we've been discussing throughout the video. True intimacy isn't just physical, it's built on trust and love that extends beyond the bedroom. What you've learned here is an invitation to bring these principles into your daily life. This stage of life, the later years, isn't a door closing. It's an incredible opportunity to live with wisdom and fullness. It's time to put into practice everything you've learned about care, communication, and connection. This is your chance to rediscover the wonder of love, intimacy, and what it means to truly be present for yourself and your partner. My name is Celia, and I want this to be a space where we can talk about these important topics openly, but always with respect. Together, I want us to find ways to improve our quality of life, not just intimately, but in everything we do. Because in the end, every small change we make in ourselves reflects in our relationships and overall well-being. If this is your first time on the channel, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming topics we'll be covering. And if you've made it this far, it means you're serious about your personal growth, and that deserves recognition. So, to see who the committed ones are that stayed until the end, comment with the phrase, "I love wisdom." I'd love to read your comments and know who's with me on this journey of self-discovery. And don't leave without sharing this video with your loved ones. Maybe there's someone in your life who needs to hear these words today and gain a new perspective. Sometimes, a small piece of advice can make a big difference. See you in the next video.